I'm Allie Cartwright, and this is Q and Allie. You've got questions, and I've got insight. And this week, we are talking about breaking out of the overwhelm loop. You know what I'm talking about, where you're too overwhelmed to get anything done, and yet you are overwhelmed by the fact that you're not getting anything done. This is such a common issue in our society, and it's really, really hard, and we end up spending so much time shaming ourselves and just spiraling deeper and deeper into the overwhelm. And the only way that we manage to get things done, or the only way I manage to get things done when I'm in an overwhelm loop, is when I have no choice. It's urgent. I have to get it done, and I can't put it off any longer because it's absolutely necessary. So, you know what I'm talking about. It's not a great place to be. There are so many different ways to address this. So I don't want you guys to think that this video is the end-all be-all of overwhelm videos, because of course I need to keep it short. But I wanted to address this week and talk to you all about little things that you can try to see if they will help with your overwhelm. And just keep in mind, everybody's different, and every really experience of going through an overwhelm loop can be different. You know, it could be that the last time you were stuck in an overwhelm loop, one thing helped you and it's not helping this time. That's okay. That's normal. It's about really figuring out what you need now, because you're always changing, and nobody else can really tell you what you really, really need. It has to be you. So this week, for the meditation moment, I've got a really great perception meditation for you to visualize your overwhelm being washed away in a very tangible and sensory way. So what you're going to do is you're going to settle into your meditation, and then imagine yourself sitting in a meadow, and you can feel the wind, and you can smell the plants around you, and you notice that your overwhelm is sitting on you like a sticky coating all over your skin, like the sticky shroud. Because I know when I'm in an overwhelm loop, I feel very much like it's draped over me. So you've got this sticky goo all over you, and you can't seem to get out from under it. You can't seem to breathe properly. I mean, you're breathing, but you know what I mean. So at this point, a spring rain begins. And this is one of those beautiful, lovely, soft, warm spring rains. And this rain is so healing and full of growth and life that all the overwhelm just melts away. It's washed down into the earth to be transmuted. And you get yourself all fresh. You feel revived. The rain stops, the sun comes out. You feel the warmth on your skin. You get the idea. This is a really, really strong sensory experience to help you just feel that overwhelm being released. And this is super helpful because if you're anything like me, you felt that sort of shroud over you that you just feel like you can't get out from under. And when you allow it to be washed away that way, where you can see it and you can feel it being released in such a physical way, it really helps to allow the energy to be processed how it needs to be processed. Now, for our mindful moment this week, I want to talk to you about a really, really helpful journaling exercise that you can do to help you figure out what steps to take to get out of your overwhelm loop. Because I know if you're anything like me, you know there's things you need to do because you're shaming yourself about them. You're guilting yourself about them. You have a million things on your to-do list that you are trying to avoid while feeling horrible about not getting them done. So this isn't about making a to-do list. This is about taking some time and journaling about what the perfect version of your life right now would look like. So you're in this setting of life, your current setting of life. What would make it the best it could possibly be, your current circumstances? And you can change things. Like if you really freaking hate your job, you could imagine having a different job. Really figure out what would be the absolute best changes that could come about your life right now. What would take the most pressure off? What would bring you the most joy and relaxation? And just write this beautiful imagining of this life that you're living, just kind of tweaked to make it a little bit better for yourself. And after you've gotten this journal entry all written out and you've really described everything, start to really, really look at it. And now this is really important. Be mindful of when your brain is trying to shame you, because that's really normal, but it's not healthy. It's unavoidable at this point because we all do it. But just being mindful of it, that it's not the truth, even though you're hearing all these shaming thoughts, they are not something you need to listen to. They're not something you need to own. So just keeping that in mind, look at this version of your life you've written that's just, made better than it currently is, and start to notice what changes would need to happen in order for your life to actually look like that. And now you taking that to-do list you had before, which was full of all sorts of things that really aren't important, but you were making them really important in your mind. And it's not necessarily that they don't need to be done, but they're not like make it or break it in your life. So when you start thinking about like all these things that can help shift your life, then really tune in and be mindful about what ones lift you up when you think about it. And then start thinking about, okay, I would really feel better if my house was more organized. I feel like I'm drowning in clutter. Just an example. Okay, well, that's super overwhelming if you feel like your house is disorganized. And so then you can start to think about all of the different things that need to be done in order to clear the clutter on your home, and find the thing that when you think about doing it feels empowering. This is all about getting really tuned into how you're experiencing things. So when you notice what is empowering for you, then that's going to be something that's going to be a little bit easier to take action on than something your mind is absolutely railing against with overwhelm. So it's about examining and traveling all these different neural pathways in your mind and finding where your best path at the moment is. And it can change all the time. So it's really, really at its base about being tuned into your present moment and what you need right now. So finally, that brings us to our mantra moment. And our mantra moment this week is, each breath I take brings me peace. And that is just a beautiful, beautiful affirmation to set in yourself as truth, because we breathe every moment of every day. It's automatic. And so when we set that intention to allow our breath to really relax us, even when we're not paying attention to our breath specifically, is an incredible, incredible gift you can give to yourself. So just repeating that, reminding yourself, smiling to yourself about how true it is as you say it, This just really, really sets that into your energy, really sets that into your psyche and allows it to be your reality. Okay, everyone, that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've got lots of great information out of it. I would love to hear your own tips and tricks for specific things you like to do to help break yourself out of the overwhelm loop when you are experiencing it. And I will see you later. As always, live fully, laugh lots, and love yourself.